but I have not learnt that skill yet. It looks like the camera, audio and visual good. That's good to see. I've now got the chat as well. So I mean, the visual is okay, although the camera looks slightly wonky. And I've got a different tripod to usual, so I don't know if this is about to make it worse or better. That looks worse. And there's also, the worst thing is when I can see myself, there's a slight delay. So there you go, that doesn't look too bad. Maybe slightly bit more there, there you go. And the other issue I have is today is that, so you can see the tank better, I've got my laptop to my side rather than in front of me. Let me see if I can, otherwise it looks like I'm not looking at the camera. Wonky head, not camera, nice. And the final thing I need to do is my microphone is tied in a knot. So there you go. Right, now obviously none of you have seen me for a while. And I'll be honest with you, there was a possibility you weren't going to see me today either, but I thought to myself, you know, you deserve it. So I decided to come and do a live stream. And oh, secret tank! Ooh, don't be too excited. It's like my dirty little secret. It's not massively impressive, but I do have a tank that no one knows about at the moment. So, and it's not although the Red Sea tank would almost appear to be a secret tank because you see it so rarely. I like the way you explain. Looks like you're making an academic conversation. I try my best. How am I? I'm good. Reef Cube Dan is in. Dave Page is in. Aquarium Cabinet Solutions in. You can tell that I'm tired already. So let's just see how this goes, because my mind it doesn't keep up with the comment section that well. Especially if I've had a long day, and I think I've done, how many litres of water change? I've done a water change of this tank, which is 75 litres. I did one on the main system in there, which is, how many litres is that? Which is 150 litres, so that's 225 litres. Is that right? Yeah, 225. And then I've done a water change on the little secret tank as well earlier. So, but that's only like literally about 10 litres. And you're going to be incredibly disappointed when you find out what it is, but I might leave it till the end before you find out. But I thought, you know, I'll just come on today. I thought, I'll show you a little bit of the Red Sea tank. The Red Sea tank will have, there's a lot of fish in there which you won't have seen before, because these fish actually came from my 1,000 litre tank. So I put all the small little cryptic fish that you hardly ever see in this system, and then all of the bigger fish are in the mega build at the moment. There was I will 100% promise you that I will do a video next week. So a lot of people keep asking when I'm going to do my next proper video. The next video will be next week. So it's, and I will probably do it on this tank, probably. Whenever I do videos on the Red Sea tank, they take a lot more time and effort to do. So, which is why I just haven't got around to doing it. And I don't have a new coral order coming in next week, so that will give me a little bit more time. Dave Page, how is Mindy? Mindy is currently not here. Vera's passport is about to expire, so Mindy and Vera have gone home to sort that out, basically. So that's why I've got a little bit more time on my hands. That's why I've got time to do a live stream. I have got plenty done today, plenty done. But I even updated, put a few extra corals on the website. I plan after this to go and frag the acans, which are in my last video, which I've now had for 2 or 3 weeks, I think now. So that'll be that. And the other thing that I wanted to do is I'm going to test the water of the Red Sea tank today, probably while on here. And the reason is I have done nothing with this tank other than today for about 2 months. So it's, yeah, so I'm about to find out how bad the parameters are. Now that's It's a bit annoying because obviously people look at me to try to show them how to do things properly, and generally speaking, I am really on top of things. And with the mega build, I am really on top of things, but this tank sort of just ticks over, runs itself now. So it's got to the stage where it's pretty happy while just doing what it does. So yeah, basically. And then also the other thing is, if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, just let me know. So where would you like to start? And don't say the secret tank, because I'll show you at the end and it's boring. Let me have a quick look at the... I actually don't know how much the Red Sea tank costs. It's something that you'd need to look into. I think tanks have gone up in price since the pandemic, so I don't know about that. Is Mindy's tank gone? Mindy still has her tank, but it has nothing in it at the moment, so it's not gone. How are the mystery box of corals doing now? I haven't got round to doing those yet. That's one of the next things. There's two significant things that I want to do with the mega build. The first one is I need to buy a ton of Zoas. I want to become one of the people who is known for having all the high-end Zoas. And the other thing is I want to do set it up on the website to have mystery boxes, basically, where it's a couple of people have mentioned it to me that people are going to keep asking me where Mindy is. Mindy is currently back home. Vera's passport is about to expire, so she's had to go home, which is unfortunate, basically. So going back to obviously the mystery boxes, that is something I'd like to do, where it's either 4 or 6 frags of my choosing, where it can be. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be yet. It possibly will be a soft LPS and SPS, or the other option would be I will probably start with high-end Acropora, because that seems to be the thing that quite a few people want at the moment. I'm not sure if there was a reason, but I'm not sure if there's a reason that's what people seem to be buying at the moment. What lights would you recommend for a mixed saltwater tank? The lights that I went with for the mega build are the Ecotech Radeon XR15s. It depends on what size tank it is that you have. I have 6 XR15 blues. The blues and the pros are basically the same. But what I will say, depending on where your experience level is, you can always. All of the lights that I've had were until these ones, and I think possibly the last ones on my 1,000 litre tank were second hand. So I have used AI lights and I've used Ecotech lights for probably about 12 years now, and they're the ones that I went with on there. I like the versatility with them, where you can tweak things like much more in truth. So the lights on this tank are the Red Sea ones, but they only have 2 options, which is 1 bar for white light and 1 bar for blue light, which is fine if that's what you want. And they grow coral, and I've checked the PAR on them, and the PARs seems to be good. So it's around about 200 out here. So obviously up here will be higher, and then down here will be lower, because I've got the Apogee PAR meter. So there's nothing wrong with these lights. I just the ones that I prefer, the ones I had on my 1,000 litre tank, which I knew at the time of building this, because I hadn't had these lights that long when I built the mega build, were the Ecotech ones. And I thought, obviously, if I'm doing this as a business, I want to pick what I know works, and that's what I did. So it's good to see that Josh Powell's here. I promised Josh that after the live stream, I'm going to go drop off his corals, because Josh has ordered 4 corals. I know he ordered one of the Gold Galaxies. He's ordered this is not good. He's ordered a Jingle Bells Cephastria, and he's ordered a pink Goniopora, and possibly one other coral, but I can't remember what it is. But I'm going to go drop them off later, because Josh lives close enough to me that I could just literally drive him down there. So that's that. And the other exciting thing with the mega build is that I have, as of today, learned how to ship much larger pieces. So before I was only selling frags, and people kept saying to me, when will you be selling larger pieces? and I could get larger pieces, but I never sold larger pieces because they are purely because I didn't know how to ship them. Whereas I now have a heat sealer, so I can seal fish bags. And I tested them out today. Made my own like water balloons, which do not burst when you throw them at the wall. I thought I'd test them out. I should have filmed it really, because my neighbours can see into my garden. It would have been the oddest thing. Because what I did is I sealed some water. There was no coral in this. Just got a normal fish bag, sealed the water, and then I sealed it again with a second bag, but no water in it, just so it was double bagged, just to see how strong it would be when shipping. Because I thought I'll try it with one bag of water at the wall. It was like throwing a water balloon that would not burst. So my neighbours would have thought I was the strangest person, but but I think they think that already. And I know I've mentioned this a couple of times before, but just recently, because we've now just started to come out of lockdown, my neighbours have just started to come to have a look at what I am doing in the garage. So one of my neighbours is actually the police sergeant of the area. I believe he's a police sergeant. And he literally came in saying, can I come and see your I can't remember what term he used. It was something to do with marijuana, but can I come and see your grow out facility? Because that's what all my neighbours thought I was doing for the longest time. So, but yeah, every time someone walks in, they're very surprised because they know that I'm sort of growing coral in there, but they're not really sure what to expect. So when they what's in their heads is just a couple of fish tanks, and then when they actually go in, it's like, wow. So yeah, but system 2 is still, it's up and running, but it's still not got coral in it, which is disappointing. But as I said, I've got a little bit more time on my hands at the moment, so I'm going to push forward, and I'm going to try and get a lot more corals on the website over the next week or two, and I'm going to try and get a lot more. I'm going to try and get a lot more corals in and corals in system 2. So if you have any high-end zoas and you're in the UK and you're used to shipping corals to people, especially if you have a huge amount of them, send them over, because that's the next thing that I'm going to be growing, because that seems to be the next thing that you guys want. So Super Yellow Tang's here. Super Yellow Tang, you would have missed the bit a minute ago, but you were one of the people that wanted to buy corals from me, and I couldn't because they were larger pieces. I now have the ability to ship larger pieces. So and I think I actually might still have that coral that you were interested in. Previously, I got larger pieces in for local people who would collect them, but yeah. So it's nice to be able to offer that to everyone else. One day I will do a live stream in the mega build, but the problem is I can't. I believe it's the internet connection is not great in there. Steve's here. Yeah, Steve. I have. Steve put an order in for corals. One second. I know Lee. I believe. I think we know the same Lee, Josh. So, and he is the person that I probably will be going to for zoas, because he has very, very good. He has a good reputation. So, love the torch behind your ear. It's actually. Oh, you have to go this way, don't you? I have to go the opposite. Yeah. So that, although it looks like one torch, is actually 3 torch frags, and even for 3 torch frags, that's still quite a big piece. And then I've got. In fact, I'll show you. Let me show you. I don't know how easy this is going to be to show you, but so as you can see, I've got a little euphyllia gun. Now, the water was only changed literally about half an hour before I put the live stream on. So some of the corals are not, because I clean all the sand and. So some of the corals are not as open as they usually are. This is the orange hammer, which I've got a few more of those which will go on the website soon. I really like this piece, which is another, which I think is just a paint splatter hammer. That's the what is it? That's the Frammer. And you can see a little bit in the background, which is I'm terrible with coral names. There's so many corals now that, that's the Goldmeister chalice. That's what it is, that's Goldmeister chalice. I've got a little piece of that in stock at the moment. And then what I did the opposite to what everyone else usually does, and I put all my zoas at the top. I had them down here originally, and as you can see, the purple monsters became a problem. And although there was about 10 different types on that rock originally, there is now pretty much just 2. You can see I've got the purple hornets and the purple monsters, and then I've got some Yodas down there which are just barely hanging on, and I've got 1 pink diamond. So, but I've got all the pieces that are in there. I have duplicates of in the mega build, so I can continue to grow them, which is why I wasn't too worried that it basically grew out of control. And then I've got a few, I'm trying to think, I've got the Mind Melt Lithophyllum and the 24K Lithophyllum hiding in the background, a couple of Blastos. This was given to me actually. I'm not 100% sure even what it is. I think it's, no, I don't want to say anything because someone will tell me I'm wrong, but if someone knows what that is, let me know, because as I said, it was literally given to me. And the other thing, one of the reasons you don't see the Red Sea tank all the time is because I use it as a place to store some corals for the mega build as well. So as you can see, the green star polyps aren't usually here. I've just put them there. As you can see, I've just sort of thrown them on. And then, oops, the microphone got caught. There is a ton around the back in the shade. There were just so much of them that I just put them back there. And every time I move them forward, they come back. And then the SPS section, which is over here, you can see the Pasillipora. The rock flower came from my other tank. I don't know how in focus this is at the moment. And then I've got, there's nothing particularly special SPS-wise in this tank. This was just, I just put it in there to prove that it was just to add some SPS corals basically. So this is the side that I really love. And then this is the side which I love some of these pieces. I really like the encrusting pieces, but the SPS, a lot of it was fragged when the mega build was first started. So you can see it's a geometric hawkfish. You don't see him very often. And there's another fish in there, which is the white tiger goby, but I'm not sure where he is at the moment. He usually hangs out in there, but you can see there's a little shrimp in there at the moment. So yeah, and then there is the Mummy Eye Chalice, and I'm trying to think if there's anything more interesting. Oh, and my Leptoceras rock. So I've got a few different types of Leptoceras in here. But yeah, so generally speaking, it's done really well. There's my Swiss Guard Basilisk. There's again another fish you don't see very often. And then that fish is a fish which I was a little bit annoyed when I got this fish. I got it from somewhere I shouldn't have been at the time. I'm not going to tell you where I was, but I was somewhere I shouldn't have been because technically I'm not allowed there. And yeah, I got, so that was the fish I took as a memory. And I think that is pretty much it for. Just trying to think. And some of these corals have come off, unfortunately. A couple of these chalices and there's a dragon sulfavia there has come off. I'm not sure what the reason is, but I have found that it's slightly difficult sometimes sticking the corals to this rockwork, or any man-made rock just doesn't, for whatever reason, stick corals as well as some of the as well as real live rock. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna put this back to see let's see if I can get this back to where it was now that I've moved it, which I probably can't. Nope. Oh my god, I'm terrible at this, aren't I? It's because I've adjusted the legs. Right, after seeing that shocking display, who thinks that I am now the worst online YouTuber? Well, all YouTubers online, but the worst fish YouTuber. As I said, the camera's not right again now. So, right, let's go back to see what some of the comments have said. I hate purple monsters. Never again. That's exactly every tank that the purple monsters have ever been in, Gabe, have done the same thing where they take over. A lot of people start Zoa rocks and they think that it's a nice idea, but just because they are all Zoas does not mean that they can all be together. And I've definitely learnt that the hard way. What are your guesses as to what the next hot coral is? Are acros coming back, or are we moving forward to something else? Are we still deep in torch country? I think we're still deep in torch country. I don't have a huge interest in torches myself. As you can see, I literally just have the green one, just a normal green one, which I think is nice enough. I like the movement of it. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of nice torches. Let's see if I can sort this camera out better. I swear every time I touch it, it gets worse. Yes, it does. There are plenty of nice torches. So wonky. But it's... yeah, that'll do. There are plenty of nice torches, but they've never been my thing, really, if I'm honest. I know a huge amount of people, going back to the next hot coral over here, a huge amount of people are buying mushrooms at the moment. The bounce mushrooms here are just starting to really start to pick up, and the momentum is building. And to be fair, there are quite a lot of people who are buying acros as well. Bounce mushrooms and acros seem to be huge sellers for me at the moment. Jay's Real Reef. I'm almost embarrassed, Jay, to be here while you're here, because last time you were here, when I was watching your live stream the other day, it seemed so much more professional. So, but yes, the corals I purchased from you are doing great. Good. The torch is now massive. Great to hear. Thinking of some SPS again for my next order. Well, whenever you're ready, just let me know. And the website actually now has buy now, pay later, which is incredibly dangerous as far as I'm concerned, because having the ability to buy coral and then pay for it over 3 months, interest-free, all of a sudden, when I put that up on Friday, I had a load of sales come in. So yeah, the person, it's not, you might seem like it's magic because you get to borrow money and it's interest-free, but they actually just take the interest from me. So it doesn't quite, it increases sales, which is good, but I'm the one who gets penalised for it. So, but yeah, so that's one thing that people can do. Great content as always. Would love to say every call I had are doing great. We'll put in another order soon. Good to hear, Ryan. Thank you for showing off your tank. Looks amazing. As I said, I would probably I'll definitely do a video next week, and hopefully it'll be on this tank, and I'll do a much more in-depth video of the corals that are in there, the fish that are in there, because I can't show you, like even at the top corner there's a little possum wrasse, which is something you don't see very often. The reason you don't see this tank very often, one of the reasons, is because my purple tang's in here. Now I've had my purple tang, and it's fine when you're doing a live stream, because she sort of just drifts around in the background, not too, like you can't see her too well. But I've had that tang for 14 years now, and probably, I don't know, it could be 8 years ago, it could be 7 or 10, you lose track of time, but a little while ago, I added a sailfin tang to the 1,000 litre tank, and it absolutely just in one day just beat the hell out of her. And I think because she's quite old, usually fish can regenerate their fins when they've been ripped, but because she's quite old, she never regenerated them properly. So although she doesn't have that sailfin shape anymore, she has like a punk rock hairstyle, which I don't mind. It gives, as far as I'm concerned, it gives her character. But whenever you put anything on YouTube, prepare for the worst. So that's why you don't. There she is. No, other side. There. But yeah, she has a punk rock hairstyle. So yeah, so I don't like to put her on because all of a sudden you get loads of comments. People don't know the story as to why she looks like that. I would have explained it a long time ago, but yeah, and then you start getting loads of comments, and you get comments forever. And every time you get a comment like that, I don't mind too much, but it's like once you tell one person, you don't want to tell the next 20 people. So that's the reason you don't see this tank that often. Originally, she was going to go in the mega build, but I think she will probably end up staying in here now. So, which means I'm going to need another purple tank because each tank has a Zebrazoma. Each tank will have a Zebrazoma tang in it. So far, I've got the 2 sail fins, a yellow and a Scopus in there. So I need a purple, and then I need lots and lots of sails before I can get a gem and black tang. But when I've got those, you'll know. Like that's when it will really have kicked off. What I will say is I have, for the first time, I've technically handed my notice in for my other job. So it's not until the end of the year. I want to give them plenty of notice, basically. But as of the 1st of November, and the reason I picked the 1st of November is because the winter is the big time for fish keepers and selling corals because you're inside. Now it's been reasonably good this year because obviously we've been in lockdown, so people have been looking at their tanks going, I want something new, so I'll buy a coral. But yeah, so I have technically officially handed my notice in. And as of the 1st of November, I will be living the dream because this is what I will be doing full time. Well, that's the plan anyway. So yeah, I've just seen Jay, you've done a super chat. Thank you very much for that. I absolutely love my Precious Reef corals. I need help with planting my zoa garden. Are you getting any zoas in over the next month? Zoas is what I will be doing a lot of, hopefully, within the next month. That is my #1 aim at the moment. And as I said a minute ago, although there was less people there then, if you are someone who has loads of zoas and is used to shipping them and wants to preferably ship them in bulk, because I like to buy things in bulk, then send me a message, and I'm sure I'm sure we can work something out. Good to hear that soft corals are getting some love. Yes, true. Acros are winning. They're becoming more prevalent since Indo opened up again. That is true. There's a lot of rumours about Indo at the moment. I don't know exactly what's going on. I hate commenting on things that when you don't know. I believe that their CITES permits are not. This might be wrong, so don't. I've only heard this from a fish shop, so. But I believe that the CITES permits haven't been renewed at the moment. But again, someone might tell me. I was told that about a month ago. It might have changed by now. Did anyone see the Dark Hobby? I'm interested if anyone saw that, because obviously I made a video about the Dark Hobby ages ago, and finally, I think 2 years later, it's come out, and Mindy and I started watching it, and I think we got about 20 or 30 minutes into it. I think it's about an hour and a half long, and then there was a phone call, so we basically got distracted, so we then stopped watching it, and because we paid for it on YouTube, we only had 2 days to finish watching it, and then we didn't finish watching it, and then so I've seen the first half an hour, but I've not seen the end of it. It did seem a little bit over the top, the bit that I've seen at the moment. It's very, very heavily weighted in one direction, which I kind of knew that when I was getting into it. I knew what I was expecting, that basically they were going to say that we are the enemy. They haven't. From the bit that I got to, there was no positives that come from it, but if anyone has watched it, let me know. So, right, Nasty Nemo's in. Good evening. Always good to see you. I love my new alien Poxophastria. I'm glad you like it, Christian. I like how all the people that buy corals are in the chat at the moment. There's got quite a few regular names I see here. Thanks, Josh. I agree. I see a lot more acros at LFFs at the moment. Yes, true. Tang police, yeah, tell me about it. That's the reason. Anyone got a secret to getting a roe crab out of a full reef tank? I had one picking at my SPS. What sort of roe crab is that, out of interest, Josh? Because when I got those acropora from Indonesia, during the dipping process, I found some both good crabs and gorilla crabs on some of those acros. So, but as you know, I have quite a strict, stringent dipping process. Add pufferfish to help it retire. That will probably work. Crab hunting is a night activity. I have found that if it's on a coral, and you can actually see it on the coral, if you can, just take the entire coral out. That is the easiest way to catch them, and then because once it's in your hand, they can't really go anywhere. And whereas if you're just trying to poke at it around, it can obviously they'll just keep moving around. Is the coral room air conditioned in this weather? The coral room is air conditioned, and I actually have put air conditioning in this room as well because this tank overheated the other day, which is why the Elkhorn wasn't looking as good as it has looked. But yeah, so I had to put air conditioning in here, which is nice because it keeps me cool as well. I just wish it did upstairs. Yes, I did. Didn't give it my time of day though. Oh, so a lot of people did see it. What did I miss? Not a huge amount. I haven't showed you the little secret tank. You're going to be so disappointed when you see the secret tank. Yeah. I probably shouldn't have put that as the title because I think it sets high expectations for people. There's 72 people watching and there's only 20 people or 22 people who've either clicked the like or dislike button. As always, you know me, I never care which one you click. If you want to click one of them, it's up to you. But even if it's the dislike button, YouTube loves it when you click the dislike button. So it's just all about the algorithm. Have you had a good weekend? I've had a busy weekend, but I'll just catch you up on lots of things. Basically, we're selfish people that keep wild things in a glass box. They don't mention the advances. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. What I will say is, when I put the video out, which was called "Why Does Everyone Hate Me," which I don't know how many thousands of views. It's got quite a few thousand views now. So it's definitely over 10,000. Well, I didn't realise the effect that it would actually have on them as well, because a lot of you guys actually went and found them, which, it's not good, but I believe that you pointed out that the information they were providing was incorrect, and they had to change a load of the stuff that was on there because of us, basically. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I remember in the very first trailer they were talking about how bad catching reef fish are, all these things, and then the funny thing was they had discus in there and they had freshwater fish. So it showed they didn't really know a huge amount what they were doing, or the person who made the trailer didn't know what they were doing. Oh, you've just seen the new corals? Yes, I have got a couple of new corals on there, Christian. Not a load, but a couple of new ones. Hello from California. If you mess up and overdose alg, what do you do in the aftermath? Literally, all I would do if there was an alg overdose is a water change. That's the only thing I can really recommend, if I'm honest. That is actually something I'm going to do now. As I said at the beginning, I haven't tested the water on this tank in a long time. So I've got my little pot. I don't like to put things in the tank which I never dip these in the tank because you never know what's on them, basically. So I've done this poorly because I don't have everything I need. I don't think I have everything I need except, oh no, maybe I do. So this is going to be the interesting one because I genuinely don't know where this is going to be. I have a feeling that it's going to be low, I just don't know how low it's going to be. So, Right. So should we find out how terrible I am as a fish keeper? As I said, the other tank is fortunately it's all set up. Everything's nice. Everything's automated. But with this one, you're gonna start taking guesses. 7.3. It could be. It could very well be 7.3. Although, as I said, I did do a water change today. I love how everyone's now guessing. The pressure is on. This is going to come out at like 5. So let's find out. You know what the funny thing is? I'm actually nervous. I do have I just saw one of the comment section. Do I have a jump guard? I do have a jump guard, although it's not on when obviously I do a water change. And then because I did the water change, then did this, I thought might as well just leave it off at the moment. And because I'm sitting here, I'm not overly worried. Still 6.3. Right, you know, this is going to be very, very obvious. Free coral to the winner. Right. Oh no, it's broken. No, I'm just joking. So I've done the first bit. So I'm not sure if you're meant to touch it while using it. And then I just put the reagent in, which is this. Do you have the pink and orange hammer in your Red Sea tank as seen on the website? It is. The pink and orange hammer is, you can't see it very well here. It's actually, let's see if yeah, that's the pink and orange one. So it's basically just, it's got the same sort of brightness of colour as the other orange one I've got, except it also has pink in it. I've also got a pink and gold one at the moment as well, but that's not on the website. It's not in here. Prestige merch. I would do merch if I thought anyone would actually buy it. So, right, moment of truth. This is the only one that I'm nervous of. I don't think the other ones. See, this tank doesn't have any dosing on it at the moment because I've taken the dosing pump to put onto system 2. So sometimes you can tell quite a lot by what the colour of the vial is. I don't think it's going to be as bad as I think it is. Because I'm not sure if that's true, but I believe the colour of the vial does change depending on the alkalinity. Oh, okay. Let me see if anyone got this right. There were a few close people. It is low. Oh my. It is low, but so far no one has got it right. But that's what we do tests for. So it is. Does anyone want to take any guesses before I show you? Now that you know it's low. It's not 5.8, it's a little bit above 5.8. It's 6.7. There you go, Algae Warrior's got it. I don't think anyone else has got it. So that's what happens when you have a tank full of coral. Isn't it interesting how, generally speaking, they all look okay? So even though the alkalinity is low, now what I will need to do is very, very slowly increase the alkalinity on this tank. I don't know if you saw, I had incredibly low alkalinity on my other tank. On the 1,000 litre tank. That was the one where I was basically it was just left to its own devices during the first lockdown, where I didn't see it for months. And yeah, so well, 6.7, definitely lower than it's meant to be. I only took the dosing pump off. I think it must have been about 10 days ago. So, and I thought. The corals will visually tell me if anything's wrong, and yeah, they seem to still be all out at the moment, so the number doesn't actually matter. Yeah, as I said, it was really, really low. If you've always done sure your corals will be used to it, and that's why they look good still. That's true. That's why I said about raising it very, very slowly. when it's this low, you're almost dancing on the very, well, not the very edge, but you're dancing on the edge. So there's there's parameters which the corals will be fine within, and I've had, not on this tank, but I've had my other tank up to 12, an alkalinity of 12, and again, corals are fine. They actually grow much quicker, providing you provide high light and high nutrients. They grow quicker at that level. Because you're giving them everything, you're giving them the building blocks they need to grow, basically. But yes, so that is low. This is a fun game. Should we play calcium now? Let's have a look. Put that away. Someone's going to need to write these down for me because I haven't got anything to write them down, and I can't put on my phone at the moment. Do you know what I am looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the Ion Director, because that's obviously just come out now. So that's the next exciting piece of equipment that I'll be getting eventually. It's been through a lot of testing, so I'm assuming that it will be. One second, I need to wash this slightly. I've not tested your alkalinity for weeks. Well, Josh, if I'm bringing those corals over now, you might want to test it. Although the alkalinity in the system 1 of the megabill, which is where the corals are coming from, is always between 8.2 and 8.3, and that gets tested every day by the KH director. So, and then every so often I not calibrate, but I double check it with the HANA checker. So. Calcium. Right, put that back in there. Right, this is the worst part of calcium. You have to put 10 even drops in of this. I wish it would be so much better if they just used one of these. And whatever the amount is, 10 drops is, just do it on one of these syringes, because it's so inconsistent when you're doing this. See, I have a thing, you might have noticed, you might not have noticed before, and this is sort of like a bit of a private thing. I have a stress twitch. Watch my eyes. So if you see me do this, yeah, it's caused by stress. I've always had it, and I did it literally just a minute ago when I started doing this. So let's see if it does it again. 1, 2. No, this is what I hate. Oh, for God's sake. Actually, if I don't get that one in. There you go. Fixed it. Right, I'm not doing this one now. It's too nerve-wracking. Let's do the other ones first. I like how I've got 78 people tune in to watch me poorly test my water. The one I'm nitrate. I am interested in nitrate actually. Oh, it's a brand new box. That's exciting, isn't it? They've even they've updated their little card, I think. Although what I've just realised is because it's blue in here, I can't actually see anything. Right. Start again. Where is it? Right, so I'm doing nitrate now. Again, I'm not entirely sure what to expect, because I wouldn't have tested nitrate on this tank probably for 6 months. So this could be literally anywhere. Hold it vertically and squeeze. I haven't found that's, well, I've tried that before, and I'm almost certain that actually makes it less consistent, but I'll try in a second. Right, let's have a look. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. I'm going to guess 2 to 5. I bet it's not. I bet it's not 2 to 5. But I'm not even sure we'll be able to see it. The problem with having blue lights is that the pink of the nitrate test kit doesn't show up, which is why whenever I do it, I usually have to do it outside. Not outside, but because when I'm testing the mega build, I usually walk out the door because obviously it's very blue in there. Right, so this takes 3 minutes to work. So if someone wants to time 3 minutes for me, because again, I can't do it because I'll be using my phone. So someone time 3 minutes, and then which test kit I'm using. I am using a nitrate test kit. As you can see, I got it from the Coral Centre. Well, you can't quite see it. 1 second. I visited the Coral Centre in Southampton for the first time, and this was what I took away with me. So it was unfortunate I didn't get to meet the owner, because I've spoken to the owner many times on Facebook, but not in person. I hate that bottle as well. I hold straight down the bottle. I'm going to try this now. Rather than testing magnesium, I'm going to use, because I can't bother to get up, I'm going to use the little vial, and we're going to redo calcium, because it's the same vials, and let's see if it makes it easier when it's upright. So let's have a look at calcium. Yeah, we might. This is like science. I've been doing this for 14 years, and I might now learn something which I didn't know, that you're meant to hold the ball upside down, because I've always tipped it. Right. So we're going back. Another spoon for this. Are you in the Southampton area? I am about probably an hour and 20 minutes from Southampton. So I am over towards Brighton way. So I'm not that far from them, but I don't head down that way that often. So I have actually had a couple of people come to pick up coral, and local people are welcome to pick up coral. I live in a little place called Thacum. I'm sure you can Google it now to see how far away I am to you. One, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can you see the stressed look on my face? There you go. Let's see what this comes out as. Let me have a look. Never has testing calcium been so tense. What have I missed? I have thought about that. Do 10 drops in the measuring vial, and then you have a consistent dose. How much is in the vial? Never do drops again. That is a very good idea, and that is something that I'm probably going to do after this live stream, where I realize how painful it is. Right, do you want to guess what calcium is going to be? It's hard to see the colour change again because of the blue light. You actually might be able to see it better than me because you got the orange filter on. It's almost there. I'm pretty sure that's it there. Yes, that's changed now. That's fine. Does anyone want to take any guesses what it is? I would like to do an extra job just to see if it changes any further. No, it didn't. So. Well, that was riveting, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Right, do you want to take your guesses on what it is? You can put them in the comments. Right. Let's go back to see where I was. I prefer the Red Sea for calcium if I is using than Salivate. Yes, I actually agree. I do prefer the Red Sea calcium test kit. My Red Sea actually one just has run out, and sometimes it's just easier just to just grab whatever's in the local fish shop. And I've been using Salivate for a long time. So, are there plans to open the coral room to visitors? There have been some visitors to the coral room. It's quite well. Look, so local people have come here. It's not something that I usually publicise a lot, and they're usually people that I've known for a period of time. So it's obviously it costs a huge amount of money, and the other thing is obviously it's my house, so it's an unusual thing to have lots and lots of people want to come to your house. So the people who have come before, as I said, I've usually there have been some people I haven't known. But people, it's usually kept very business. They don't come in the house. They don't see the Red Sea tank. It's purely because you can get into the garage without that. So some people have been in, but it's not something that I do all the time. If you see what I mean. I know Nasty Nemo who's in the chat has been here. Who has been here. I'm lost. Where am I? Anyone know a place that sells coral trimming frags? I don't know a place. Oh, coral trimming frags. Trimmings. Are you asking a place that sells corals? Because I know a place that sells corals. I sell corals. Oh yeah, so everyone was guessing what it was, weren't they? 1 second, 400, 390, 465. We have had one person who is correct so far. 410, always 500. 4 looks low to me. It's not low. Well, it is slightly low, but it's not as low as alkalinity. It is 400. So there was one person who got 400. Who got 400? Where is it? Backshift Reefer. There you go. Backshift Reefer. He got 400. So all those people telling him that he'd get a free T-shirt, like you're gonna have to send him a free T-shirt now, aren't you? Right. Let's have a go. Let's see. Your 3 minutes are up. Oh yeah, that's true. It's been more than 3 minutes now. Where are we with this? See, I literally cannot see that at all. It just looks... Because of the orange filter, you can probably see more than I can. So, 1 sec. So someone can tell me what this is. It's so hard, because it's the opposite to what's on camera. I think it looks like 2.5 from here. Yeah, it looks like 2.5. I bet your mag is low too. It would be unusual for mag to be low, like significantly low, because the magnesium on this tank was always quite high. So, and that was just the salt. It came from the salt. So I've never ever had to dose magnesium on this. So, but as you said, when things are consistent, the corals generally do all right. So, and all the polyps are out. The only adjustment I will make is the alkalinity. I'll probably increase it by 0.1 every 2 days or something. So in a couple of weeks' time, it'll be back up to 8. I see the mimic tang has changed colour. That mimic tang was like bright yellow when I first got her, and now she's a completely different colour. So I think she's already changed colour, if I'm honest. I think that might be her end colours. Yeah, that's what happened to Michael. Just evaporated, but I'm not sure what that means. Looks like 2.5. There you go. So that's not too bad. Don't you do that from top down, not side view? The nitrate test kit, if you look at it from the top down, it gives you out of 10. Whereas if you look at it through the side, it gives it out. You just have to divide the number by 10, and because you can't get. It's difficult to read 2.5 on here. Whereas if you turn it sideways, you can see it much more clearly. What are you using to dose this tank? I was using the GHL doser with obviously Red Sea's supplements, the liquid supplements. They actually make some dry ones as well, but I only ever had the liquid ones. And I was using the GHL Doser 2, I think it's just called Doser 2.0, which I've now moved to, which you will see in the last video of the Mega Build. Actually, that was a little while ago now I took that, so it wasn't a week ago, it was like probably 2 or 3 weeks ago now that this tank will stop being dosed. But as I said, I only dosed calcium and alkalinity, and then the weekly water change kept the magnesium up. As someone just worked, Phil, did you just work out how much 10 drops is? Because if you did, you are an absolute legend. I don't know any more about what's happened with Michael than what you do, basically. I haven't spoken to him since he disappeared. I spoke to his wife very, very briefly. Literally, it was just 2 messages just to ask if he was okay, and she said that he was getting better, but he's still not ready. I don't know if he'll ever come back. I hope he does, but it's a shame. I always got on with Mike really well. So yeah. Any tips on reducing coral nipping? Recently got a Melanaris wrasse and he's nipping coral. Out of interest, what coral is he nipping? Because I have Melanaris wrasse in basically every tank that I've ever owned, and I've never ever had one that nips coral. I mean, it's possible that maybe some food will have gone. Let's say you had hypothetically speaking, a scully, and the scully had caught some mysis, that the wrasse would nick the mysis out of the scully. But I've never had it where, I've never had it where leather and hammer. Are you sure that it's a Melanaris? My first question is it which coloration is it? Is it the juvenile or female coloration, or is it the male coloration? That's my first question, because there's lots and lots of wrasses which look quite similar when they're juveniles. And I myself have purchased a wrasse which I believe to be a Melanaris wrasse, and obviously I've got a reasonable level of experience, and it turned out it was not a Melanaris wrasse. It didn't eat coral, but it did get much bigger than I expected it to be. It's interesting. Then Chris, you're the first person I've ever known to have a Melanaris wrasse. Josh said that his dusky wrasse are like for like, but not very nice.
Sorry, it appears nothing's playing at the moment.
Oh, my Alexa's now talking to me. See, it's really strange because obviously I've gone from a house full of people to a house where it's basically just me, which means the only person I ever get to talk to is either Alexa or now you guys. And I think you guys are probably bored of me by now. Can NHS doctors afford keeping a reef tank? I started a reef tank when I was 18 with £400, and basically everything that I have now has come from that £400. Basically, yeah, I can honestly say that everything, the hobby can be expensive. It doesn't have to be expensive. I obviously did a lot of tank breakdowns, and I sold a lot of coral frags over the years, and I've always had like a separate section of money for corals and for fish, and then that way if I buy an expensive coral or buy an expensive fish, it doesn't hurt as much. So pretty much everything that I have, you have to take that with a pinch of salt, because obviously the mega build was a loan, but the loan is being paid off by coral, so but eventually it will get paid off, but but you can, the hobby can absolutely fund itself, providing you make the right decisions. Everything I bought originally was secondhand. and I bought lots and lots of tank breakdowns, which I then sold off the bits I didn't need, which gave me a little bit more money, and I kept the pieces which I did need. So what I should do, I just realised is, because I can't stay probably that much longer, so I'm going to drop some coral down to Josh. So I haven't showed you the other tank. I haven't showed you the tank that everyone is actually waiting to see. So I'll be here a little while longer, but I need to get up again and I'll show you. Now you're going to realise my inexperience now with regards to what I'm about to show you. Because it is not a marine tank. It is a freshwater tank. And I know that there will be people that will be annoyed because there'll be fish in this tank which are they get too big for it, because it's only like a nano tank. I think it's about 40 litres. But it was, Mindy wanted a tank, so this was, I can take no credit for this, I'm just maintaining it at the moment. But everything, all the aquascape, all the livestock, the plant, everything was selected by and done by Mindy. So yeah, let me show you the tank which I basically clickbaited you all with. So hey, well, it looks like someone's put a second super chat in, but I didn't see who that was. So whoever that was, thank you. I don't think I need the orange filter anymore. But this is a freshwater scrub, yeah. This is yeah, this is the tank that Mindy set up basically. So it's this is a beta fish which costs basically the same amount as most marine fish. I think this fish cost about 35 or 40 pounds. Mindy ordered it off the internet from a specialist breeder. It's actually really pretty. I never had any interest in beta fish before. You can see it's a little bit hungry probably. Let me put the tripod down. I know it's not a very good angle, but I'm just gonna feed it quickly. So there you go. Look, you got the action shot now, but it's actually a really, really pretty one. She looked all. We visited several shops and all online and everything, but this was the one that she finally settled on. So, but yes. So, and then it's also got what else has it got in here? It's got some little shrimp, and these are ottos. I think they're called ottos, I believe. And there's also 2 little plex, which I know get too big for this tank, but this is just temporary. And it's interesting because I've always wanted a planted tank before, but I don't have this sort of artistic skill. I think she's actually done a really good job considering how small it is. The light probably isn't bright enough, if I'm honest. It came as an all-in-one. I don't know anything about plants or anything like that. We got sort of this stuff, which for all I know is, I don't know if it's good or not, and we got all these different bacteria and stuff for the fish. It was interesting because when I see people in shops buying things for marine aquariums, which they don't really need, or they shouldn't, like, they're clearly beginners. And there's a little cherry shrimp at the back, there you go. I did see a little snail in here. There's actually 2 snails in here. But yeah, I see people buying things for marine aquariums which they definitely don't necessarily need. I don't ever say anything because obviously shops need to make money too. But what is interesting was when it came to buying stuff for freshwater tanks, I felt like those people because I had no idea what was required, whether the sand that's in there is right, or if you need a different, or well, it's not sand, it's gravel really, whether that was right, or if you needed a different type of special gravel for plants, or if any of these. There's lots of things in the marine aquarium hobby which are sort of like, to some extent, snake oil, where you don't really need them. and I just wonder if that's what I was doing. I was one of those suckers buying buying things I didn't need, but yeah, I don't think the light is strong enough for the plants, if I'm honest. But yes, that is essentially my dirty little secret at the moment. So there's the other plaque at the back, you can see there. So yeah, right. Well, I will, and it sort of fits nicely in that little area. I probably will end up getting a better light for it, if I'm honest. I know AI do a planted light, which will and I've got the bracket for it, so it should fit in there nicely. Anyway, so it's funny. As you can see, I still have basically no furniture. I just need to put this back on. Right, that'll do at the moment. Anyway, I have a quick look at the. Have a quick look. Oh, that is really wonky. I hate moving the. Tripod because it always goes really wonky. And it has actually got a level on it. It's just I don't know how to use it. There you go. Right, let me have a quick look at the comments and then I will go because, as I said, I've got Josh lives about 45 minutes away, so he'll probably be late by the time I get there. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Any tips on catching all the fish in a reef tank when you have an ick outbreak? Not really, if I'm honest. The only way you're going to do it the only easy way of doing it is to basically put the rocks all over the floor, and even then it's not that easy. Mindy went on Tuesday. True, bought my second tank second hand. That's so weird, mate. Hope you can catch him. Hopefully, I've been trying a few breakdown little tank. Freshwater scrub. Your light doesn't look bright enough. Yeah, they've been breeding all kinds of new colours and betas. Yeah, that's what I found. The betas are incredibly diverse now. Love the split payment idea on your coral store, by the way. Great shout. A lot of people have been using it. So yeah, it's nice because you can pay for you might there's a track affiliate I've just put on there. I think it's like 130 or 140, and you might not have that money immediately, but if you really love that coral and you want to grab it right now, and you know you'll have that money in the future, you might as well take it. Yeah. So I've missed the stream. Unfortunately, Corey, you have missed the stream. My plan was only to be here for an hour, and I've been here for an hour and 10 minutes now. So, but yes, and you can all blame Josh Powell in the comments section because he is the person that I'm going to see right now. So if you want to do me a favor and either click the like or dislike button, that would be brilliant. And if you have any final things that you'd like to say, is the orange recording mushroom available yet? I'm gonna sort you one out, Jay. I promise you I'll sort you one out because I know you really want one. So after your live stream the other day, I thought to myself, I'm going to sort that out for you. I know is it Moggsy's Aquarium? I know who it is. I just don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I believe that is how you pronounce it. I know he was looking for a grafted Montipora. I know he wanted like a larger piece. I have pieces that are larger than frag plug size, but I don't have large pieces. I think it'll be hard to find someone that's selling a large piece of grafted Montipora, just because the value is in the fragging of it. So usually it's more beneficial for people to sell it to lots and lots of different people, and it's so easy to frag. So I'm happy, obviously, to sort him out as well. But yes, anyway, on that note, I hope you enjoyed, watching the live stream. If you did enjoy it, why not click that like and subscribe button? Look how good I am live, Have a good week, and I will see you next time. So, next time I promise I will be doing 100% promise the next thing. I'm trying to get out of it already. The next thing I will do, I have to say next week. Next week I will do next week I will do a video. So anyway, I'm going to be very professional. I'm going to get up and turn this off on the camera, on the phone. And so I'll give you like 10 seconds of looking at the fish. And see you later.